Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter. But before you click away, I know the scene is dark, but there's a reason for that, because I just wanted to show you this. So I wanted to review for you today the Aputure MC RGB WWLED portable light, which is this light right here. And I wanted to show you what it looks like at maximum brightness, because when you're getting a portable light, when you're getting any light, that can be very important to you. So I just wanted to show you that right off the bat. So this is what it's like at 100%. But let's say you want to put it down to 50%. That's what this looks like. So you want to turn it down to 25%. There you go. And now back up to maximum brightness. And that's just some of the features that this light has. But before we get into the full review, let's take a look at what it looks like in full darkness. Okay, so I know the echo is pretty terrible in here. And just before I was shooting at aperture 3.5, shooting at ISO 800. This is pretty much pitch dark, but let's turn this light on. Maximum brightness, and not bad, actually. Really? I think it's pretty good. All right, so enough of this light testing. Now let's get into the full review. All right, so I'm back, so let's get that on right there. So I can't imagine that you're gonna be shooting a lot of travel vlogs from pitch dark showers, but if you were, that's what it could look like. And the brightness that you get out of this light is pretty impressive, and it has a couple of other features as well. Like you can change the color temperature, for example. So we can make it a little bit warmer light, make it very warm, or we can go back to where it was before, a little bit bluer light. Though I'm kind of liking this, this yellow light is pretty nice. What do you think? You want to go with the yellow? Let's go back for just the regular white light so that we can keep the consistency. The reason that I wanted to show you that right off the bat is because with a lot of portable travel lights, the luminance, how bright it can get, is really the main thing that you're looking for. But this light has so many other features, so many other features, that it's actually a really impressive light considering how small it is, considering how many features are in it, and the things that it can do. Taking a step back out of the box, the Aputure MC comes with a carrying case, a USB-C charging cable, although you can charge the MC with Qi wireless charging, the light itself, and a softbox. Unfortunately, the MC doesn't come with a hot shoe. I had to order one to mount it onto the camera. I'll link to the one I used down in the description below. They run less than $10. They're pretty easy to find. And an alternative for really tight spots are these surprisingly strong magnets on the back of the MC. You can mount it in so many more places having these magnets. You can put this anywhere that you can find metal, really, and it makes it just a lot easier to mount this, especially when you're in tight places, which comes in very handy when you're on the road. The body of the MC is 93 by 61 by 17 millimeters. It weighs 130 grams, and inside is powered by a 2600 milliamp hour battery. This battery reliably gives you over an hour of light at maximum brightness. In my use, the MC has had no overheating issues for extended use when set to 100%. You can see how much battery life is left from this display here on the MC, but using Aputure's Cytus app will show you how many hours and minutes you have remaining. And although you can go through a number of various settings on this dial on the MC itself, the Cytus app allows you to do all of that and more. The Cytus or Cytus app, when you're setting it up, is a little bit cumbersome because it has all these mandatory fields that you have to fill out, like what kind of cinematographer are you, what kind of camera you're using, and so on. They're just really for feedback. They're not actually changing anything about the light. But once you have that set up, this light becomes a much more powerful portable lighting solution. You can use the Cytus app to turn the light up and down, change the hues, and enter special modes like strobe lighting or fireworks. Again, all of this can be done through the menu system of the MC itself, but using the app is so much easier. The app lets you make changes and save them as presets. Handy if you know you're going to be shooting in several rooms regularly and you're familiar with them, something that will save you a lot of time rather than having to adjust the lighting in each room. Another very useful feature that can be a big time saver is this color match option. So for example, in this room, the lights are a little bit yellow. The lighting isn't great here. I have this set to 5600 color temperature, which is daylight. So you've got kind of a yellowish light and this kind of blue light here. So what I can do in the Cytus app is I can actually match the lights automatically. So you just go into the source match, and I'll just grab this so I can show you. All right, so if I take my phone and I kind of point it at at a light here and I just click match, now you can see that the lighting is totally matched. Actually, the lighting color temperature and the intensity, right now it's set to 3,350 Kelvin as far as temperature. The intensity is at 18%. And I can see all of that right from the app itself. So all of that information is just right there on the app. So if I want to change that, so if I want to increase the intensity, I can do that. And now this light is matched to those lights, so it looks a little bit more consistent. I can turn that down. I can even change a little bit of the color temperature. I can change the hues just a little bit to kind of spot match intensity. And then if I want, what I can do is I can go back into the settings and then I can set it to all the other different colors. Now it's on very, very, very blue light. And now if I set it back here, I can change the intensity again. Let me go ahead and show you that. So I can just change the intensity, which is great. So I've got that. And then I can change the color temperature right there like that. But one thing else that I can do is I can go into the color and I can actually change it using this color wheel. There are different ways to do this. You can different hue settings, but if I want to be all red and make it sort of this color scene, you know, we're looking red and we want something that's very blue, we want something that's green, we want something that's purple. You can do all of that with this light. So this light is really handy. You can change all of these things and you can save them as presets as well. So if you want to save these as different presets, like I said, for different rooms, you can go ahead and do that. And also has these settings right here for tungsten light, for daylight, for horizon daylight, xenon short arc lamp, natural white. So you've got all these different color options that you can do here. So let's go back to the original, the one that we started with, which was daylight. So that's what that looks like on this light. As you can see, it's really easy to go through the app and change all the settings. Probably the only settings that you would want to use the dial for are probably going to be like if you're doing a little bit of spot temperature changes like this, or let's say you want to click and you want to kind of lower the intensity and get kind of a spot intensity. But otherwise, most of the time, you're going to be using the app. It's so much easier. And the nice thing about the app, although the display does show you the battery life here, what you can do is through the app, you can actually see how much battery life you have total. So you can see how many hours and minutes of battery life you have left. You can even set up different scenes, which is really fantastic. So you can have an outdoor scene, you can have an indoor living room preset, you can have a totally dark shower preset. All those things you can do through the app. So you can see when you're on the road that this light is very capable. It gives a good amount of brightness, and every time I stare over there, I'm sort of blinding myself. But anyway, this light is very powerful. And one other thing about the softbox that's really nice is you get this sort of glow around the light. So you can get this glow around it, which allows it to spread out the light a little bit better than some other portable vlogging options. And it also helps to reduce harsh shadows on your face. So the softbox kind of sort of makes those harsh shadows go away, so it looks a little bit nicer when you're using this to light yourself. So is this the light for everyone? Is this the light for you? Well, depending on your budget, this might be. At about half the price, Aputure makes the AL-M9, which is a smaller light, just a little bit smaller, but it has virtually none of these features. You can't control it with the app. You can't control the intensities very easily, so it's only got a couple of preset up and down levels of light. But the main thing is it doesn't even have a battery indicator on it, so you can't tell how much battery life you have. So if you're filming yourself often, you're just gonna have to remember to recharge that every night, but there might be situations where you forget and you don't have that battery indicator, and then all of a sudden you don't have any light, and then you're in this situation, you gotta wait to charge it. So it's nice that it has the battery indicator on the M9. The M9 also has the softbox, which gives you a little bit better lighting. Like I said, it's really less harsh shadows. Let me just give you a comparison. I'll turn this one off and I'll take this AL-M9, which has these paper filters. So it uses these paper filters as opposed to a softbox. So I'm just gonna put that where the AL-M9 is, and you can get an idea of what those shadows kind of look like. It's a little bit harsher, so you can just kind of move that around, but put it right there, and you can get an idea of what those shadows are gonna look like. And I'm also looking at the light meter on the camera right now. I'm just slightly underexposed. So let's turn this light off and let's go back to the MC. You can see the lighting is the same. So I can see on the light meter, it's not much brighter than this little guy, but if you look at that light, the shadows are just a lot softer on my face, which is nicer. So if you're shooting yourself, again, a nice addition to have. Now, where these two really shine is if you have both of them. Now you get a lot of light. So this room, which is poorly lit, has a lot better lighting when you have two of these. So if you already have this ALM9 and you're looking for an upgrade, you just want extra light, then you have this right here and you can set that up, which is also very convenient. Otherwise, this light, like most other portable travel lights, is limited in how bright it can get. It's got a maximum lux of 1100, which is brighter than the ALM9, but not by much, by about 10% or so. And obviously the 12 LEDs that are in this light can only get so bright in this small form factor. But the MC probably wouldn't be your regular studio light. So if you know you're gonna be shooting in the same room indoors, you're gonna be vlogging, let's say, or you're gonna be making videos for YouTube, you're gonna want something that's a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter, something that you can use just with a regular setup, that you're just gonna have it there and that's it. You're gonna use a much better light. But what you can do with this light is you can use it as a fill light, for example. So if you already have a nice light that's set up, that's lighting you, this light can again help reduce some shadows, and you can kind of move it around a little bit easier than a large light. So you can change the way the shadows are, or what you can do is you can add some color to an otherwise boring background like this. So I've switched to ALM9 and I'm controlling that MC light on my phone. So if I want to give it these different hues, for example, now you've got a different look that you can use for your videos. So the MC is not going to be your regular studio light, but if you make a lot of video calls for work or for school, for example, in these pandemic times especially, then you can use this to light yourself up quite nicely. So you can just set this up right behind your laptop and you're gonna have much better lighting. If you travel very frequently, if you hit the road a lot, if you're videoing a lot from the road, if you're a travel vlogger, then this MC light has a lot of options and a lot of features and not bad brightness for a light that's this small. I'll leave a link to this Aputure MC in the description, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.